welcome back to class. Let's do our classroom invocation on page 86. Let us together be protected. Let us together be nourished. Join our mental forces and strength for the benefit of humanity. Let our learning be luminous, filled with joy and purpose. Let us never be poisoned with the seeds of hatred or discomfort for one another or anyone. Sahana Bhavatu, Sahana Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karvavahai, Tejasvinavaditamastu, Ma Vidishavahai. I love this chant because I think anytime we have an opportunity to expand our intellect or our consciousness, that it can be looked at as kind of a sacred interaction or sacred exchange. But for today, let's talk about kindness. Kindness is on page 345. Random kindness, page 345. It starts with a beautiful story from Amaji's teaching. And the story starts with a man standing by a roadside. He was feeling totally dejected. Must have been having an awful day or string of bad luck. And a passerby saw him and smiled at him. For this, the man who felt devoid of all hope, abandoned by all, that one smile had a tremendous effect. The very thought that there was someone who cared enough to look at him and smile gave him renewed energy. At the moment, he remembered a friend who he had not seen for a long time and wrote him a letter. The friend was so happy to receive the letter that he gave 10 rupees to a poor woman standing nearby. The woman went and bought a lottery ticket with the money, and wonder of wonders, she won the lottery. While walking home with her prize money, she saw a sick beggar laying in the pavement. She thought, "It is thanks to God that I received this windfall. Let me use some of it to help this poor man." She took the beggar to a hospital and arranged for his treatment. When the beggar was released from the hospital, he happened to see an abandoned puppy that was cold and hungry and too weak to walk. The puppy whimpered piteously, and the beggar's heart melted. The beggar picked up the puppy and wrapped him with a piece of cloth and lit a small fire by the roadside to warm him. He shared his food with the little dog, who after all that love and care soon regained his strength. The puppy followed the beggar, and that night they stopped in front of a house and asked if they could spend the night there. The family allowed him and the dog to sleep on their porch. At the night, during deep sleep, the beggar and the people of the house were awakened by the incessant barking of the puppy. They discovered that the house was caught on fire right near the children's bedroom. At the very last moment, they managed to rescue the child, and working together, they put out the fire. So one good turn led to another, giving shelter to the beggar and his dog saved the family. The child grew up to be a saint. Countless people found joy and peace through their association with him. And who would have known that this could have all been started by a simple smile? So nice to when it comes back and then you can also be the receiver and then the giver. I think it can be as simple as just a smile. And it can be as much as sharing wealth if we have abundance, many great philosophers, many like Buddhist teachers will say, if you have enough for yourself, then share the rest. Just share it. Just share your abundance, share your wealth. And many people believe that it not only comes back to you, but it comes back in greater quantities than what you gave. And I think it's part of that, like, that letting go process, that you just kind of then, not only do you accept messages from the universe, like, oh, I'm presented with this situation where I have more and they have less. I'm going to share what I have. You start to go into the flow. And then I believe that being in that flow, eventually you find yourself in a place of need and you have a greater willingness to accept it because you've already been the giver. So when you find yourself needing that love or that support from the outside, it's easier to accept that in the flow when you know what it's like to be on both ends of the situation. I was recently, I feel like I've been so blessed in my life. I've had so many random acts of kindness, and I've also tried to give quite a lot. When I'm working in Nicaragua, I really, really try to give back to the cultures there. It's so impoverished, and it seems like such a paradigm to go there and make a living in a really poor country. So I'm always trying to give back. But recently, I was home in Colorado, and I was in the car, and I was having a really awful day. And I was crying. Something really bad had happened. And I was driving, and I was just crying a little bit. And I just remember we were stopped at a light. I'll never forget this. I can remember it so vividly. There was a pickup truck in front of me, and I could see the man's face in his rearview mirror. And somehow he made eye contact with me, and he smiled at me. And I just felt like this huge wave of relief come over me. Like, this person that doesn't even know me cares a little bit. And like from a mirror and another car, they can sense that I need a smile, and they gave it to me. It's so beautiful. So I think that we're really blessed with so many small opportunities where we can practice this, and sometimes we're blessed with giant opportunities, and and things that happen have effects. They have karmic factors. So this man who helped Ananda pay that one bill, that might have set things spiraling for even us to be here right now enjoying this amazing retreat. So I think it's important to look at how a small thing can really snowball into transformation in lives and also in society, because the more that we be the beings that we want to see in the world, other people are affected as well, and they can also gain some strength and some confidence to be kind. So this teaching goes on to talk about how we might not even be aware of it right away, but every good deed certainly bears fruits that may be manifested in different forms. And it's great if we can perform our action to speak, act, and also think to enrich and benefit others. But this teaching says that this genuine kindness, it actually derives from like a deep-seated place of bliss. And I really feel that this is true, because if we are connected to our inner bliss and our inner contentment, then we're more open to see opportunities around us. We might just see someone who needs help getting out of the car, an old lady needing help to get out of the car with her groceries, or children walking with their books across the street. Someone spills something, you pick them up. But if we're so caught up and distracted by our pain, our difficulties, our mind, our obligations, and things like that, we might miss some of these opportunities to just be kind and to share this kindness with others. So again, meditation, inner bliss, inner tranquility, and from that place of centeredness, I think you can find a greater ability to share kindness and love. So this lesson is talking about our sadhana practices, gradually revealing our true essence, And we can start to perceive the world as a perfect place in which to live, accepting the world as it is, and receiving the abundance in the world from a place of gratitude. Giving our abundance as well. And when we give, we can be grateful with the opportunity. I've been seeing a healer in Nicaragua who is working on some issues I have with my hips, and long story really short, he says that he senses and he knows that I give in life, but that I need to work on just giving more openly, just give and be totally happy with giving. We tend to, I think, build some blockages around ourselves at times where maybe at some point we give and we give a little bit too much and we find ourselves deteriorated or depleted, or we give and then the situation ends up being kind of like negative. So we might develop some samskaras or some conditioning that's like causes us to be afraid of giving. And although I've always tried to be like a really open, giving person, he believes that my root chakra is out of balance because I need to just be more open and more lovingly giving without fear. Just put it out there. So that's something I've been working on in my own practice of life. You can start sensing the love from everywhere and from within. And then we start sending the selfless love and kindness to others as a part of our true existence. So this no longer becomes a practice, it just becomes something we do, a momentum builds and grows. And then we kind of fall into step. He says there's no more I and mine, no more ego-based thought patterns, but a deep, serene sense of reverence of the universal unity and harmony. Just a natural expression of our divine bliss of self and to others in our lives. So giving compassion and love to others is no longer an obligation, but a radiation of the divine grace in forms of our own words, acts, or deeds. This is touched on in the Yoga Sutras when they talk about harmlessness, ahimsa. When one is established in harmlessness, those near are at peace. So basically this sutra is saying, really, if we want to be kind, we don't actually have to do anything, but live in a non-harming way, non-harming manner. And we'll talk more about ahimsa in the Yoga Sutras. The practices are a really beautiful thing that we can incorporate into our day-to-day life. We can give random kindness to others, a smile, a gift, genuine words, a divine act, without expecting anything in return. We can cultivate and reveal the deep sense of reverence, love, peace, compassion, and bliss through our daily practice on and off the mat. And then our giving becomes a natural expression. Joyful giving is an act of instantaneous receiving in the world of abundance. Share your abundance with others in the forms of material wealth and spiritual wealth. Be kind also to yourself. Take a nap in the sunshine, in the sand, or just go and respond to the signals the body's telling you.